Good morning, everyone out there in YouTube land. My name is Jared, and this is my channel, Mazda B3K. This is going to be a 5-minute fix video about replacing the dome lights in your 2001 Ford F-250. Without further ado, let's get started. Currently, I've got 2 dome lights in here because I have a crew cab, and each dome light has 2 map lights, I think they're called. The map lights don't work, so we're investigating that. And it's a similar situation for the rear set of lights. We're going to work on the main dome light here. And the first thing we got to do to dig into this is we're going to close the door, get that light to turn off. And then we're going to need a jeweler's, let's put this down so you can see it, a jeweler's flathead or precision. Okay, a bunch of different names, but get it in there and then just kind of twist a little bit. And we're just trying to pop that loose, kind of like that, and then you can just pull down, comes out. And then this could be hot if you left this running for a bit. But this comes out. This is about smoked. It's got a black spot all around the middle, so I will probably replace that. Don't know the camera can pick it up. I'm gonna have to look up what size bulb this is. Normally there's a stamping on the bulb that tells you, but it's not here. So moving that aside, if you take a look, buried deep in there are our map lights. So in order to get them out, we need to drop this whole housing. So there are 3 Phillips that got to drop. We can get access. So after dropping those 3 Phillips, this is what you get. So now that we can look at this a little better, you can see these bulbs, they got to come out the top. And now that I can see them better, it looks like they are the same size as that guy, except for they are just totally smoked. And since this is disconnected, we can now use some metal to try to pop these out. So I'm going to take my jeweler's screwdriver from earlier and try to pop these out. I'm going to imagine, yeah, it looks like this is on a tab, so you're going to have to pop this metal shield out, and then you can get access to the bulb. And let me figure out how to do that, and I'll bring you back. Okay guys, I am back from the parts store. This is what I grabbed. So for the map lights, the ones that you can turn on and off individually, I'm going with a 6411, which is cross compatible with a 578. For the main dome light that turns on when you open the door, going with a 6411 LED, which is also cross compatible with a 578. So that should be brighter, which is what I want at night, so you can see a bit better in the vehicle when you open the door. So we got our bulb types. Putting these in should be really straightforward, but remember to wipe any grease off of the glass because it will create hot spots on the bulb. It weakens the glass, and then your bulb fails prematurely. So what this really means is that if you're not wearing gloves and you go to put these bulbs in, just wipe them off with your shirt, a cloth, something, get that oil back off. So we'll grab the light assemblies. We'll go ahead and pre-populate them with all 3 bulbs, and we'll reassemble, and then we'll put them back up in the ceiling, see what we get. Alright, so for the map lights, just remember coming from the top, I'm only touching the metal. Just push till you get a click, just like so. And then we'll have to flip it over for the installation of the LED. So we'll get to that in a second. But that's how we put those in. We'll do the same thing on the other side. When installing the LED, make sure you have the LED pointing downward away from the housing, because half of this is the LED, and this, since it's plastic, you can touch it. This is the heatsink. If you did that, the light's only going to shine upwards. That's not going to help you. So rotate this around. Another thing to keep in mind is LEDs do have polarity. So this may not be the right orientation. We may have to flip it around, and we can only find that out once we hook it up to power. So I was going to do this where I was going to go ahead and install this light, but I'm going to take that out. And the reason why I'm going to do that is when we put these screws back in, the screws are actually carrying electricity, and it would cause flicker and potentially pop the fuse, and we don't want that. So we'll leave the dome light out until we're ready to install it, and then I'll talk a little more about how it needs to be installed in order for it to work correctly. Also, do not forget to reinstall, I guess these are heat deflectors, maybe? And it goes in like this, and this little clip drops in right here until you hear it pop. Like so. Apologize for the camera. This phone has an offset camera eye, and I am constantly forgetting to compensate for it. So drop it in. Remember, don't touch the bulb. Kind of get it centered. And then you see the white plastic clip. Just push down to hear it pop. That's it. You've gotten it reinstalled correctly. And now this unit's ready to be attached to the ceiling again. Okay, so got the LED in, and if you open the door and it doesn't work, don't panic. LEDs have polarity. You may have it in backwards. Just flip it around. Another thing to note is one side of the LED is going to be light, and then the other side, spin this around here, is the heat sink. So if you put it in like this, you're not going to get any light. That's a metal heat sink. So spin it around. Make sure you can see the actual LEDs behind the plastic. And then we'll open the door. And we don't get anything. So let's mess with it. There we go. Had a bad connection. Okay. So I see a little flicker. That could be voltage, could be connection. I'll mess with it some more. One thing I've noticed is that both of my map lights are still dead. Assuming that I have good bulbs, that means something else is going on. It may be a bad fuse, something else. I got to do some research on that. But what I showed you to replace the bulb is still perfectly valid. So I'm gonna, yeah. And if you do this, you need to come back and clean the bulb later, because I'm using my finger and getting grease all over it. But they're not doing anything, so something else is afoot, and we will investigate that in another video. That's outside the scope of the... And there we have it. So, got it back in. Now, LEDs are more sensitive to showing if they have a poor connection. So if you see some flicker, you may need to take pliers and work on the actual contacts. You may have to clean them. But we're working front and back. Another thing to note is with those 3 screws, make sure you push them back in where there's actual threading, because if you mess up like I did because I wasn't paying attention, I damaged the ground wire on the rear light, and I started popping fuses. So I had to take this down. I found the damage, I wrapped it in electrical tape, and that should do it. But just keep that in mind. Learn from my mistakes. Don't damage your wiring. So last thing we need to do is put our plastic cover in, and it's only going to go one way. Just kind of feed it in, and there it goes. All right, that's one, and you know how to do the other one. So I call this a good, at least a good upgrade, and I've got the bulbs in. So it is nighttime, and what light you see here is coming from the 2 LEDs that we got installed. So you can see there's one, there's 2, And you know, it's not great. Well, it's not perfect, but it's a lot better than the originals that were in there. So I'm pretty happy with the result. Alrighty guys, that's going to do it for this 5-minute fix where we switched out the dome lights in my 2001 Ford F-250. So if you've got a comment, leave a comment. I like to read them. I like to learn from them. I like to reply to them. Also, if this video helped you, please like, share, subscribe, and do all the fun YouTube stuff. And remember, I make the mistakes, like chewing through ground wires, so you don't have to. I'll see you guys next episode.